Adventures in Podcasting. Normally, I begin these adventures with a certain overlook as to where the conversation is going and what it is about. As the title of this episode implies, this is meant to represent a more darker and serious tone. Let's see where this goes for now.
What's your name, sir? I'm sorry. Oscar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Oscar. Gotcha. I'm just curious, just based off of a random trending topic that I was looking up on. I guess I would ask, in advance, very briefly about yourself, like any information about you, like, where you're from, age, different things like that, where you're, things like that.
Well, I'm basically from the Philadelphia area.
Philadelphia. Okay.
Yeah, I've been up here for around over 20 years.
Okay.
I actually ended up here because I kind of went through a thing where I'm a veteran and I went to the VA hospital in East Orange, and I kind of ended up staying up in this area, but and I worked at the post office for 20 years and I got sick with diabetes and went from there and kind of finding my way around. And
were you in live combat?
No, actually, no. I never, because I was, because actually when I went in to the war, it was winding down pretty much, and I was never, well, fortunately, I never, I feel it's fortunate that I didn't have any combat. I just seen too many bad things happen.
Gotcha. And bad things you mean by, like,
people that I know that were injured.
Okay.
In the war, or came back with other, mental and physical type of problems. That's what I'm saying, right?
Gotcha. Right. No, I absolutely understand. If anything, sometimes it's kind of hard for those people who do go out there and serve, and then they sort of come back with, these particular, changes in these, like, like different things that pretty much affect their lives for the most part.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what I was getting into today. I myself, now, are you a religious man by any means?
I'm a Muslim.
Muslim.
Yeah,
Okay.
Muslim.
Gotcha. I've kind of been in a certain phase of my life because I'm 25 years old. And, for the most part, I know that's not having seen a lot, but I feel like I've seen enough in this life where, for the most part, as of recently, I've been making it my business overall to change my overall aesthetic as to how I interact with people personally, and then, like, complete strangers. For the most part, I did what I felt was due diligence and just the general right thing to do by going along, and anyone I ever had any sort of misunderstandings or, disagreements with, I've sort of, nipped it in the bud, or I've given a bit of clarity on the situation. Now, all of that I felt was at least the good and the right thing to do. Now, the only thing here, of course, is being so nice, being so upstanding, and being the bigger man, I kind of feel like it almost creates an imbalance. Because now, while you're being so nice, being so positive, and being so, forward thinking and optimistic, and being the quote unquote bigger man, as the saying goes, you sort of miss on the times where it is necessary to be negative, or it is necessary to sort of put your foot down, or to be these certain ways. And that's kind of what I'm trying to find out now, is that particular balance. Like, I guess to put it plainly, I'm someone who for the longest carried a lot of anger, a lot of rage, and it was very misguided. Now I've kind of just, put it down somewhere and put it away, and now I kind of feel like I need to know how to embrace that. I've been told, like, I don't want you to be too nice, or you're like the nicest person I've ever known. And there's so many times I'm thinking to myself, like, I had such a bad anger, like such like hostility and animosity, and it wouldn't just be, useless, like, I just wake up and I'm in a bad mood, but when something would affect me, I would, for the most part, show it. But now, trying to be so positive and optimistic, I just try to just play it down and just go, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So, really, I say all that to say, embracing your dark side.
Release your evil. Release the evil.
It took a while after getting past the pleasantries, but embracing one's dark side here is more constructive than destructive. It would imply being more assertive and where to balance the good with the not so good. Let's go a bit further here, if you will.
Would you say that you have a dark side?
Oh, of course. Yes. And I think that's everyone, basically. I mean, I hate to make a blanket statement.
No, that's fine.
I hate to say, generalize on everyone, but I mean, that's a part of being human, is having that side where you're not able to sort of like, in ways of relationships, work things out with people, or you get to a point where you're fed up, and then, all of a sudden everything comes out at the same time. I have similar experiences like you, being a very, positive and nice person. There are people that take advantage of that.
Right.
The bottom line is they do take advantage of that. And, and you kind of feel like, wow, why am I being nice?
Right.
Why am I choosing to be nice when, like some sort of thing where the bad guy wins?
Right.
So, well, why am I being nice when the bad guy is winning? Why don't I go to that dark side and then, whatever benefits that I've seen people get because they're doing the wrong thing, and it still seems like those are the ones that are being able to, but then at the same time, I've learned in life that it's always better to do the right thing.
Doctor, this is the mayor talking.
All right.
Doctor,
Come on, what?
always do the right thing.
That's it?
That's it.
I got it. I'm gone.
This feels like a contradiction. In fact, it is. Mostly considering that there would never be a time where being dark, evil, whatever the connotation you'll choose for a lack of a better word, is the right thing. Or is it? So to reiterate, and sorry to intrude, but it appears that selectively deciding between the good thing and the bad thing is warranted even while always doing the right thing. Oh, there's no easy way around in this, just like he mentioned.
Right.
Always better. It's not easy. You don't always find yourself able to walk the right way or go that correct road.
Right.
However, if we really think about it, that's always the best solution to most things in our life.
Right.
I just believe in karma.
Right.
If you do bad, you're gonna get bad. If you do good, you're gonna get good.
Well, see, you want to know the one part of me that feels so torn about that's because I've been in like several relationships, like personal, like intimate relationships with women of my age for several of them for a nice span of years, and for the most part, it's always been this sort of same story of he's a really nice guy, and he probably could have deserved better, or I should have treated you better, and different things like that. And then I'm always torn with the notion of like, wow, there were so many times where I could have been the horrible guy. I could have been the bad guy. I should be the bad guy. I've got every reason right now to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
So, or it's like with family where, one may be like, a certain family member that you may be close to may be particularly selfish or, narcissistic. But for the most part, you still find yourself still saying like, well, that's still my family. I love them. I'm going to be there for them. So it's like trying to figure out where in those personal relationships, where does that, like, I guess, needing to know when to turn that off and on, where does that come into play? Like, I still haven't figured that out now in 25 years and counting. So it's kind of hard.
Rising cost of podcasts have led us to seek out more unusual sponsors, such as the one coming at the end of this.
Welcome to Zenful Insights with your host, Guru Iman Abrel.
Welcome to Zenful Insights. I'm your host, Guru Iman Abril. Let us begin. Try relaxing in a comfortable or prone position that suits you. You may feel your mind racing with thoughts and sudden ideas that paralyze you like the highly lethal venom of a corn snail. Breathe deeply through the nose. Hold it. Try thinking a little less about the shit. If you keep focusing on the shit bothering you, how else will you get better? Now release through your mouth. And continue to breathe comfortably. Thank you for tuning in to Zenful Insights. I'm your host, Guru Iman Abril. I hope to see you again sometime. You may check out my podcast on soundcloud.com/Rebel Sans Radio.
Yeah. It's not easy, and I kind of want to say that you picked the wrong people,
Right.
Because and I know, sometimes I think that I want to. I've had that experience. Of course, I've had it. I've been through life or whatever, and so I've had that experience, where someone can say to me like, you're too nice, and so sometimes you say, well, why don't I just be the bad guy?
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, I woke up this morning, for example, after having a conversation with a with a former ex of mine who, things just couldn't have gone any worse in that particular relationship. But I made it my point more than anything in like the past few weeks, month, whatever it was, to just be able to be like, hey, it's water under the bridge. None of that matters. But then I feel like even with all of this niceness, all of this forward thinking, and just like, hey, everything's fine, I'm completely neutral to the circumstances, I still get those like pangs of hostility every now and then, and it just makes me really question, like, you know what? Maybe there's just some people in this world you're not meant to be nice to. You're just not. Like, some people just don't deserve decency.
Yeah. It can affect you like that. Now that's because everyone has. To me, I keep saying everyone. But everybody has their emotional moments, and being human, you're going to be emotional.
Right.
Therefore, the rational thinking is gone. Because on a rational level, it's not true that you need to be a bad person to find the right person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Rationally, no. But emotionally, when you're involved and you go through these things, then your mind says, you know what? This is crap.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is crap. All this here. Oh yeah, I'm good. I do this here. You know what I mean? I'll go the extra mile for you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And you don't meet me happy. You meet me 1/4 of the way.
Right.
With me coming 3/4 and you coming 1/4.
Right, exactly. I try to go with this motion of I'm going to treat people like how I'd like to be treated, but I see in most cases, 5 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 4 out of 10, whatever the percentile or ratio, you don't necessarily get that.
No. But, and it's important that when I don't get that, it's important for me to try to just, and it's a big saying that, you know, I've learned in life, and that's to understand rather than be understood.
Understand rather than be understood. This path to the dark side seems to get murkier and more compassionate by the moment. But these are some tools to abide by if you've noticed by now. Recognizing toxic elements and their proper avoidance, knowing when you're needed, knowing your value, and thinking for yourself. But this feels like it's not as dark as I was hoping for. It's blue-black. Is that even a color? It's not pitch black. No, it's something much more deeper than that.
And that's a very good way to
I like that a lot.
Mostly all situations when you run into somewhere where you're aggravated or irritated with a person, that person may not know how to deal with a relationship, or you know what I'm saying, may have some other issues that went on that have nothing to do with you.
Right.
You know, so sometimes when you look deeper and say, well, you know, there's something over there. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
It doesn't have to be me.
Right, yeah. In most cases, I try to disassociate from certain things that I know, like, I didn't do that to you,
Right.
or I didn't treat you this way. You can keep going straight, actually.
Right.
You don't have to turn it. You can keep going straight. You can keep going straight. Yeah, you can keep going straight. Yeah, you can make the turn right here at this corner here. Yep, that just puts me in the back of the municipal building. But, yeah, there's plenty of times where I try to just say, you know what, I don't think it is personal. But I think if I did take away anything important from this, it's a couple of things, which is just learning, you know, to differentiate the right people in the right circumstances to allow yourself to be in and to deal with, and then more importantly, upon how to, I guess, go about you can make this left here, to pretty much go about the proper way of dealing with your feelings and dealing with expressing yourself in these certain circumstances. Mm-hmm. That's what I feel like I've taken away more than anything. You also make the right there.
Okay.
Because make a right over there, and it's just gonna come pull over.
I think that's what life is about. Blessings and lessons. You know, if you learn something, then you're lucky. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. It's about learning from our experiences.
Right.
You know, because if you ain't learning, then you're not growing. You know, so it's a part of life. It's a part of life. It's a part of living. It's a part of being now changing and being that better person.
Right.
You know, from all your experiences. That's what's so important in life.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. So,
Yep. Right here is good.
Right here.
All right, Oscar. I appreciate it so much, man. I honestly do.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks again. I appreciate it. Yep. Have a good day. You too.
So, I know what you're thinking. You were hoping to be further enlightened on expressing some deep-seated angst you might have had, or some fulfillment of your indiscretions, or just coming away feeling uninhibited and saying fuck it all. Instead, we come away learning more about expressing ourselves, valuing our worth, and recognizing the absolute inevitable times where you too will be the bad guy. So, that's pretty much it for now. Until next time, thanks for listening.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what'll I make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide, how to lie. Me, I don't have that problem. Me, I always tell the truth, even when I lie. So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.
Hi, this is Imani Wilson. Thank you for tuning in to another Rebel Science Radio and Rebel Science Media podcast. You can check out more podcasts like it on SoundCloud.com/Rebel Science Radio. And again, that's Rebel Science, REBELSCIENCE. And if podcasts aren't exactly your thing, you can also check out Rebel Sans radio podcast and videos collectively on YouTube at Rebel Sans. Again, REBELSANCE. E.